Welcome to the Ever After cast, brought to you by Ever After Holidays. We're your hosts, Mattie.
And I'm Laura.
Here to share magical adventures and unforgettable memories from Disney, Universal and beyond, together with our special guests.
Please note, all views and stories shared are personal to ourselves and our guests and may not reflect current park or destination operations.
So sit back, relax and let's begin today's adventure.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Ever After cast. My name is Laura, I'm one of your hosts. I'm here with...
Mattie, as always.
Yes.
And this is episode 5.
Episode 5. And we're very colourful. Well, you're very colourful
very
today.
bright
If you're watching this at home. If you're watching this, on YouTube. If you're not, if you're listening, Mattie is full Lotso today from Toy Story, which is iconic. And today's episode, we are going to talk about a very exciting product that we sell at Ever After Holidays and a Disney destination that you might not know a lot about. And Mattie has visited this destination and we want to talk all about Shanghai Disney.
Yes.
So it's a Shanghai Disney special today.
Yeah, Shanghai Disneyland special. Like Laura was just saying, it is the newest product at Ever After Holidays, other than the Disney Adventure. But I think it's really important to do an episode talking about it because it is one of those places where I had to do, before we even started selling it, I needed to get out there and see it because it's just completely different.
Yes, and you did a lot of research, but actually what you found out was a lot different as well. Actually doing it and going there, and that was great because we could pass that knowledge on, but also you have to kind of experience it. But it is a lot different, even more so I think than when I've now been to Tokyo and now looking into Shanghai. Actually, I think it's a lot more complex than Tokyo, to be like looking at it. So yeah, I'm gonna more so ask you because you have been the one who's experienced the park there, and Shanghai Disneyland is just the one park, and just describe a little bit what it's like then, the resort, or what kind of, how different it is to the other parks.
So I'll start off with like my preconceptions because
yeah.
I know that obviously you just said that like a lot of planning and research and stuff, and there was a lot of planning and research before I went, because not necessarily with the park, but just the logistics of Shanghai in general, because there's a lot of I had a lot of preconceived ideas on it because I did watch YouTube videos on it, and you know my feelings on YouTubers in general, but there's not a lot of information about getting there. That was the most important thing to me about getting there. Not necessarily the park. I was quite happy to just experience the park firsthand.
Yeah.
Because when I'd been to Hong Kong and Tokyo, I didn't do too much research into the park. So just because I knew that I was coming towards the end of doing them all, I wanted to sort of see it all firsthand rather than spoiling it.
Yeah.
So I'd seen online with Shanghai, more so with like the parks themselves, there was a lot of things that I'd seen YouTubers say about the parks that got me worried, which I'll talk about later, but like how it ended was completely different to what I'd seen YouTubers say. Also, not only that, like I said, my main concern was the travel there, the visa. What's it like when you get to Shanghai airport? Because it's mainland China, it's not like Hong Kong. And obviously it's not Japan, which is really easy when you're there. And with Shanghai, you obviously, if you're going there on a single trip, which I was, you need a visa. You need a Chinese visa. So it was all like the logistics of getting that. I was researching, and it's not as difficult as you may think. And I'm glad that, because in hindsight, I keep saying to myself, I wish I'd have just gone to Shanghai when I did Tokyo earlier in the year, because if you're travelling on to another country, you don't need a visa. You can stay in Shanghai for like X amount of days. That's like a new tourist thing they're doing. If you're going to Japan, it's shorter than it is if you're going on to Hong Kong, but you could do all 3 castles in one trip and not need a visa for Shanghai. But because I was doing Shanghai as a separate trip, I needed the visa. So getting my head around that, and I'm glad I did it, because then it helps the team now explain to clients, because for example, when I went to Manchester to the Chinese embassy, I thought I had everything I needed, and I thought like a digital document of my confirmation of my booking, because you've got to have a confirmed booking before they'll even give you a visa.
Right.
So you've got to have a holiday booked before they'll even think about giving you one. They'll just say no. But one of the main things for me is when I went to the embassy, I had this digital version of my confirmation from Everoft Holidays, and they didn't want that. They needed paper copies. So I had to go to the library in Manchester and use one of those computers you pay for and everything.
Those computers.
It took me ages to do it.
Work
Like, if
out.
I'd had my own laptop with me, I could have just,
Yeah.
and access to a printer, I could have just done it in like 5 minutes. But because I didn't know how to use this computer or anything, and it was really slow.
So yeah,
took about an hour.
we need to go through the kind of the process of like step one, step of how to get into Shanghai and like all of that as well.
We got to book it first. That's the main thing.
Yes. What was kind of so you said obviously you didn't do too much of the park and everything, but what's kind of like the common worries of like you saw from
the visa.
Visa.
The visa was one of the things I was more worried about than anything. Because there's not much content online or information on the visas for China. And I was also concerned because there are YouTubers' videos out there, and the way they describe arriving into Shanghai airport and the whole immigration process, they make out as though it's difficult and it's an absolute nightmare.
In what way, kind of?
Like awkward or language barriers, not knowing where to go. The whole immigration desk, like, asking you questions, and it was just the complete opposite experience to every single video I'd seen on YouTube. It was so easy. Getting the visa was easy. Yeah, it took me a while to work it out, but now I know how it works, and obviously I've followed that through to the team and everything. We know how it works, so it's easy if you need to get the visa, or you don't need the visa if you're going somewhere else. And the airport experience was just an absolute breeze.
Right.
Absolute breeze. All you had to do is you got off the aeroplane, you filled in a piece of paper with your passport details, where you were staying and everything. Then you had to go to a machine and you had to do your fingerprints.
It's kind of like America then. I was like, that's a bit.
A little bit, yeah, but just the way that they did it was different, and it was a bit more long-winded. There was different places you had to go to, but we were through to the carousel for baggage within about 45 minutes, and it were busy. And that's one thing I learned as well straight away when we landed in Shanghai, how efficient the Chinese people were there. The airport ran like clockwork. Another thing I realised, and I didn't research, is how big the airport is. Shanghai airport. You had to get on like tubes to the different terminals.
Right.
And you're not on there for like 5 seconds. You're on there for a good like minute or so.
Oh, right.
And they're like hyper speed.
Yeah.
That's another thing I noticed, the technology straight away.
Yeah.
Technology was amazing.
But it always is a bit daunting when you get into it. Airports, some of them run similar, so you can kind of go, you know the base of an airport, but you just have to ask. I found that with Tokyo as well. It's like, I didn't know how the process was going to be getting out of immigration and what to do well, I did. I kind of prepared myself, but getting through, like, I didn't realise there was going to be 2 stops where you show your passport. Things like that. Once you've done it, you just follow the instructions of people.
It is scary though, like especially when you've never been, and I totally get it. But having done it myself, I know there's nothing to be scared of, so it's good to reassure customers that book and things. But the other thing as well was the Great Chinese Firewall. That was another thing that I massively researched before I went, and I am so glad I did, because there's a lot of YouTubers again who tell you all different things. You need to buy a Chinese SIM card, this, that, and the other. And I'll be honest with you, I have data roaming on my phone. I get 30 days a year, and for any additional days, I pay like £5 a day, and it's worldwide, so it's not massively expensive, and I can use my unlimited data while I'm overseas. Right. So that's not a lot really. The only problem is that when we were there, you can't use like UK-based apps and like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. You can't use them; they're banned. So obviously, I needed to get onto like Safari and stuff for work to be able to still work, and get onto Instagram and stuff to post stuff on there. So all I did, and this was so simple, is I downloaded Surfshark, And I know there's loads of free VPNs out there, but don't get a free VPN.
You recommend get paying for one.
You need to get a Surfshark, even if you just pay for it for the duration, you know, that
Which might be a week,
away,
probably, the
like
most,
$7.99 or whatever. I actually did a year's one. Because it's good for when like you're trying to do like lightning lanes in advance before you get to America and stuff as well, because you can do them with a VPN. But the good thing about paying for it is because the Chinese government are really good at locating like an IP. I don't know, I'm not a tech guy, but like an IP. And if you're using something that they don't want you to use that's not allowed there, they'll block your IP and you can't use it anymore. Whereas if you've got like Surfshark and you're paying for it, it has this thing where if they notice someone's like looking at the IP or whatever, it switches you straight away to a new one. Okay. So it's really smart. And that way, it meant that I could use my data roaming, because what I did is I set my Surfshark location to the UK.
Yes, yeah.
So my telephone thought I was in the UK.
Right.
So it was letting me use my data, my allowances still. I didn't need to use data roaming because my phone thought I was in the UK. Yeah. I turned it on. Literally when we landed, straight away, Surfshark on, so the IP didn't get caught, straight into UK mode, kept it on the whole duration. So that meant I could use WhatsApp, Instagram, everything. Yeah. Because if you don't have a Chinese telephone number, you can't even connect to hotel Wi-Fi, which means your phone's useless and you can't even get on the Shanghai Disneyland app. Right. So one of the biggest things I learned, especially for technology, because you need it. You need it, and you need it for like, you know, if you aren't taking cash with you, this is another thing I had to research, because I know they don't really use Apple Pay out there, and if I don't really carry cash. So one of the other things I learned was that they pay for everything through Alipay, and there's another one they use, but Alipay is the most commonly used one, and they use that for transport, everything. You paying for something, they use Alipay. So I downloaded the app and I linked two of my cards to it. And how Alipay works is, say for example, I don't know, let's say you're in a shop and you're buying a Mickey Mouse plush. You'll go to the till and they have these like built in, they're huge. They've got them in all the different tills, like this big, weird shape like that. And like a glass thing there. And you go on Alipay, you open it up and you just click, I want to pay for something, because you can book taxis and everything on it. It's like, does everything. It's like an all-in-one. And it brings you a barcode and you scan the barcode over the thing, and then they'll say to you like it's X amount of whatever currency it was. I can't remember what currency it was now, Chinese yen or something. I can't remember what it was. But then Alipay then says, just confirm you're paying this amount and how do you want to pay it, which card do you want to use. So then you select the card, then the payment goes through and you get a receipt to Alipay. Okay. In Chinese.
So it logs all your receipts on there.
It logs all your payments as well. It's really good. I actually really like it.
Yeah. Well, you got your head around it quite quickly, because like, to me it's like, that's another, you know, you have to be prepared for these things, and, you know, it's not as easy as, oh, I'll just use Apple Pay or I've got cash or whatever. Like, it is... Place is a lot of technology to get your head around. Yeah, but it's self-explanatory. You picked it up very quickly. It was really
easy. Once you, all you need to do is download it before you go. Okay. So you need to download it before you go, and download Surfshark or your VPN before you go, and get it set up before you go. So I was ready to go when I got there. I knew what I needed to do as soon as I landed. It was the first thing I did. I was like, check Alipay works and turn on the VPN set to UK. And with the Alipay, so they did. Disney, in some locations in Disneyland, they'd accept Apple Pay. Not all the locations, only some of them. And the problem was, a lot of the cast members didn't know how to take a payment from Alipay. Oh, right. And it was a separate machine. It was like a red thing. It got to a point where if I did want to use Apple Pay, I was like, it's the red one. But then some of the cast members didn't know how to use it.
And how did you find like the language barrier?
There wasn't one. There was not.
It was just they just didn't understand. They just didn't
know how to use the technology.
Because they probably hardly use it really.
Because if you go when you go into Shanghai, the city, they don't have Apple Pay at all. Which we did go into Shanghai, which we'll talk about later. But so Alipay, VPN, visas, They're the most important things to think about.
What about the app? What about the Shanghai? Do you have the app
And obviously
you
the
get
Shanghai
the app?
Disneyland
Yeah.
app.
So there is an app in it, and you do a lot of kind of booking restaurant. Well, we'll go into
you
that
can
as
book
well.
restaurants
Yeah,
and
but it's
things
got the
on
map
there.
on it, and it's got information
And
about
you
the
need it
park.
because you need to be able to see the wait times and everything as well.
Yes, of course, yeah. So say it's like the one big park. Get into Shanghai from the UK then. So we've done prep before, obviously you've booked it, prep before you go. So how did get in there, kind of what was the options of flights?
I mean, there's loads of different options, but I actually flew direct with Air China.
Okay.
And they were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I never flown with them myself.
We did business class. It was really, it was what you would pay for like premium with Virgin to America.
Wow. Yeah.
And bear in mind, it's like a 13-hour flight.
Yeah.
So it was great to have a flatbed, sleep. The food was amazing on the flight.
What was the food?
It was like all Chinese food, like noodles and stir fry, but they did have on request burger and chips.
Oh, right.
The best chips I have ever had on a flight ever.
Yeah.
It was like they'd just been deep fried.
My God.
I don't know how they did them, but that was on request. You could
Yeah.
just ask for that, and it was a long flight. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try it, and it was really nice. But the food was phenomenal on the flight. Probably the best airline food I've ever had. But that was direct from London. You can fly like with Cathay Pacific and on a load of other airlines,
Right.
indirect and everything. But because it was a trip just for Shanghai, I just wanted to get there and back. And to be honest with you, I did look at Cathay via Hong Kong. Thought, we might as well stop in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
But the flight costs in premium, because it was a long way to go, so I wanted to be at least comfortable to have a sleep. They were like £1,000 more, roughly, than business class flying direct with Air China.
Right. So it's good to
So it
have a
was a
little.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
wow, I won't go to Hong Kong then.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'll go straight to Shanghai.
That's what swayed you what you wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've you've touched on obviously visas, paperwork, and all of that. Why would you say it's more affordable than any other Disney destination? And we find that with a lot of the Asia parks that we're going to do. We've done a Tokyo special already. We're going to do a Hong Kong one. But what makes it kind of affordable than the destinations?
The Disney hotels, I'm not going to lie, similar to Japan, they're not the cheapest. There are beautiful hotels in the area to a similar standard.
What
if not
hotels
better.
are there over there for Disney?
So the Disney hotels, there's 3.
Okay.
There's the, no there's not, there's 2. They're building a 3rd. There's the Toy Story Hotel and the Shanghai Disneyland Hotel. So stayed in them both. I did 4 nights in each one. And they are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous hotels, and you can tell they're like brand new. I mean, but they're expensive. They're a similar price point to the Tokyo hotels, and there's hotels in the area that are just as nice, if not better. And there wasn't any other perks apart from getting into the park half an hour early, I think it was. Can't remember if it was an hour or half an hour early before the guests at the front of the park going in. Because when you're staying in the Disney hotels, you don't go in through the front entrance of Shanghai Disneyland, where the queues are horrendous in the morning because the security is really tight as well. You actually go through a side entrance, which is at the very back of Disney Town. So Disney Town is like Disney Springs, Disney Village.
Okay.
But it's actually literally attached to the park, and it's like runs adjacent to it. And it's really nice. It looks like Disney Springs.
Oh, good, because
the
one in Tokyo is not as the funny one. The one in Tokyo, isn't it?
And
Hong Kong don't have it.
one.
Yeah. So, am I right in saying is it an extra charge for getting that early entry, or is that included
Not
when
if you're in the
stay?
Disney hotels.
Okay.
But this was another thing. Like, you don't have to stay in the Disney hotels because you can pay to go through that entrance as an additional thing through the Shanghai Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's £20.
Yeah, and that's why, because I've been researching myself, and I think I would say off-site, because the off-sites are really reasonable, like silly cheap prices. The off-site ones that are really close and they're nice. And then I would pay then for that the early entry just to get ahead.
Yeah, because they are all nice in the area. Because what's weird about not weird, but what's nice about Shanghai Disneyland as well is, unlike Tokyo, which is literally next to the city in a motorway, Shanghai Disneyland is sort of built in a huge sort of like tourist area where there's other tourist attractions as well. So it's like very touristy.
Okay.
So it's not like right next to the city. It's quite. It's about 45 minutes away from Shanghai itself.
Yeah. So it's like a tourist resort or a whole like big kind of like tourist resort.
It's like a big leisure area, and there's loads of stuff going on. But we got a taxi from the airport we stayed at Toy Story Hotel first, and it took about 45 minutes. But you can use the trains, and the trains from the airport are super fast because they're not on tracks, they're floating trains.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's super fast,
cool.
like a 45-minute journey takes like 11 minutes on the train.
I fell in love with like
Disneyland.
Japanese trains, and I'm a bit of a geek on the whole Tokyo trains and stuff, so I probably would have a look at that.
Yeah, the trains, they're super fast, and they've got the similar ones in the airport to the different terminals. But with the Shanghai Disneyland hotels, there's no massive benefits really to staying in them. They're just nice Disney hotels.
Can you go in those to look around when you're there?
You can go in them as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go in them and look around them. The Toy Story Hotel was what you would consider to be their value one. The room, it's similar to the one in Tokyo, but a lot bigger.
Okay.
And the rooms are a lot bigger as well. And similar to Tokyo, you had like free gifts in there, like bags, tote bags, and they had the slippers and everything. And so very similar like that. And as well, what's worth mentioning, the TVs, the Disney channels on there and all the writing and everything, all in English and Chinese.
Oh, right.
So you could flip between the two.
Yeah, I feel like in Japan it was all in Japanese.
You could even watch movies, Disney movies and that in English.
That's good.
Like, we watched Zootopia.
Right, because you were in Zootopia land, as we'll get onto it. And, okay, so we've kind of talked, like, how much planning do you really, like, you need for, obviously, it sounds like you need a little bit of ahead of time. You really need to kind of get everything in order, your planning.
I think for the planning, the biggest part of the planning is your pre-travel for Shanghai. It's making sure that you can get over that great Chinese firewall, Alipay, your travel, your visa. That's the most part of the planning. And I would probably say for the park, you don't need any planning.
No.
At all.
How long would you recommend and say days you need in the park, and how to make the trip more, like going into Shanghai and making it more of a trip? Because obviously you're travelling for 13 hours, you don't want to go maybe 2 nights, 3 nights. So how long would you recommend in the Disney resort? And then
we did 8 nights and we did 5 park days. One of those days was half a day because in the afternoon we had a trip booked into Shanghai. Now, a lot of people will say you need like a day in Shanghai Disneyland, and if you can do it in a day, then
good luck. Good luck to you.
You're not doing everything, because what's the point in going all that way and not trying to get as much as you want done, but you're not getting it done in a day? I don't know if this is fact, but it feels like it, and I know Matt said this in his episode. That park is absolutely humongous. Like, when we first went in to the park on the first day, we went through Mickey Avenue entrance, and it sort of leads you into the, I think it's called the Gardens of Enchantment or something like that, right in front of the castle, because they don't have a Main Street USA. It has like a sort of like Toontown area. And then the huge garden, I think it's called Gardens of Enchantment.
Is that the park that has like a train station out the front, but it hasn't got a train?
Yes, they do. They have a train station out the front, but there's no train going around the park. I think it's the only Disney park in the world that doesn't have a train. Right. And I know we spoke about Tokyo, the train only goes round Frontierland and Adventureland.
Yeah.
But Shanghai doesn't have one at all. Yeah. But when we went in that way, took us straight into the Gardens of Enchantment. And what was really nice, the first thing we saw was Donald Duck and Chip and Dale doing Tai Chi.
Oh,
and obviously I like the Tai Chi at Hong Kong Disneyland. So that was really nice. And that first day, we were in there all day because we landed at like 5 in the morning. So we were there for park opening, and we'd slept because it was business class. We could sleep. You know, like I said, if you're doing a solo trip there, look at Air China, ask for us when we're quoting at Air China business class, because it was the same price pretty much as premium to America and back. And so we were all refreshed, straight in the park. Saw Donald and Chip and Dale, and we were in there all day, and we only explored the Pirates Land. Do you know what? I'm really bad. I can't remember the name of it. Matt remembers the name. I don't remember the name of it, but it's humongous. The first ride was Pirates of the Caribbean, but on the first day we only did the Pirates Land, the Gardens of Imagination. I'm sure that's what it's called, something like that, and that was it. I think we did.
How many?
Tron. Discovery, Tomorrowland.
Is it like it has got Tomorrowland? Has it got like the lands like that set up like the other parks you'd be used to, or
it's not? They do have them, but they're not like the other parks. You've got the spoke in the middle, the hub, and everything branches off. It don't work like that there. The lands are sort of all spaced out, and they're so big. There's so much space. The walkways, you can't see one land from another at all.
Like when Disneyland, you could like literally see into Tomorrowland straight away, and then like in Paris as well.
You cannot.
Right.
But the castle you can see from everywhere in the park. But I think they've done that on purpose, because when you're walking around all the different lands and you see a glimpse of the castle, I called them peekaboo spots. Because it was like they'd intentionally designed the park for this to be a photo opportunity of the castle.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And
it's a beautiful. I mean, it's an amazing castle.
It is a massive castle. Hong Kong Disneyland is my favourite, but it is a beautiful castle. And what's different about this one is there's so much to explore. This is what I'm saying. If you couldn't do it in a day, then you must be like Speedy Gonzales, because there's no way I could have seen everything and gone on the rides as well. But in the castle, it's called. It's a massive castle. I can't remember what it's called.
You do. You've got it. I was thinking, like, what is it called?
No, I'm thinking Hong Kong. I'm thinking Hong Kong. So the castle itself, in it, you've got a shop, you've got a bibbidi bobbidi boutique, you've also got a restaurant, Royal Banquet, which was amazing. That's like up the stairs. You go up the stairs, and it's like Mickey, Minnie. Well, it was Mickey, Donald, and Daisy, and then what you do after you've eaten, you go down and you have like an audience and a meet and greet area with Queen Minnie, and because they're in royal outfits.
What food? Like food?
The food was fantastic. There was something for everybody.
Okay, so that sounds like I didn't know that was there. So,
and I booked that on the Shanghai Disneyland app, but that Royal Banquet, I actually booked that as like a fireworks package, a bit like Fantasmic dining package, where you pay for your meal, and then you're given like a ticket to go to a viewing area for the fireworks on the night.
That's good to do that, yeah.
So that we ate in there 3 times, I think, because it was fantastic. And also in the castle, there's a walk-through attraction, which is Snow White's story, but it's really good. They've got some really good like animatronics and things in there, and there's a scene with the evil queen, and you go in that bit, and there's the cauldron, and you can literally stand around the cauldron, it's all bubbling and that, and all smoke coming out of it, and then the magic mirror's there, and it's just
I've not
iconic.
watched anything on it, which is rare for me, because I'll watch all sorts of POVs and things before I go anywhere, but I might keep that kind of as a surprise.
Yeah, I won't spoil any more for that, but once you've come out of that walk-through attraction, because it's up the stairs, and what's beautiful as well when you're going up to that walk-through attraction, there's like 3D portraits of each of the Disney princesses as well, because that castle is represented by all the Disney princesses like Hong Kong. And when you finish that at the top, you're in like a courtyard on a higher level in the castle with like a fountain and trees and things, and you can go have a look over Disneyland and stuff. You know, you don't.
You spend a good half a day in the castle. It sounds like,
you could. And there's also princess meet and greets in the castle as well.
Yeah.
And literally next to the castle, there's a Alice in Wonderland maze.
Yeah, that's quite unique to.
It's on another level. The Alice in Wonderland maze in Paris is fantastic.
Yeah. But this is the Tim Burton version though, which you don't get a lot of stuff on. That's the evil, like the Red Queen.
Yeah.
Style. So yeah, I would definitely go in there, because
really,
I love that film.
The whole park, you can tell.
Yeah, you said that. It's designed. Yeah, you remember you saying that. You can tell it's got those Instagram, and because you'll see people. Yeah. Especially in like Tokyo as well, you saw so many people like set up pictures, coming in with costume to get those pictures.
They did do that. A lot of people did do that in Shanghai. But the other land, so Fantasyland, oh my God, it's absolutely... And as well, with the castle, there's another attraction that actually goes under it, and it's called Journey to the Crystal Grotto.
Oh, right.
It's like a boat ride, and you go around lots of different like scenes from different Disney classics like Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Mulan, and then you go into the Crystal Grotto, which is underneath the castle. and it's beautiful in there. All the crystals and the lighting effects that they do. So that's also part of the castle.
Yeah.
But Fantasyland is massive, absolutely humongous. But you can tell when you're walking around all the lands, you'll see a massive space, like that can be used for expansion in the future. They have got so much space there to build more.
Do you find that with the rides busy? Do they offer like fast passes?
The rides were busy. Like Tron was always like an hour, but it's the same in Florida.
That was the original
Caribbean,
Tron was there, wasn't it? The original.
it was the first Tron. And as much as I love the one in Florida, and I'm glad it's there, the one in Shanghai, you can tell that the land has been built purposely for it to fit there. Whereas in Magic Kingdom, it's sort of like up and out the way.
Yeah. It
Not
suits
probably in the
Tomorrowland, but
best
it's
place.
probably the space. Yeah.
It's the space that they had. To make it work. Whereas the one in Shanghai, you can get closer to it, to the side of it and everything. But what was I saying about the fast passes and things? So the rides were busy. Some of the later on in the day, though, we found the queues always dropped, especially for like Crystal Grotto, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dumbo, the Carousel, things like that. All dropped to be like a 15-minute, 10-minute.
Okay.
Tron was always busy. The bigger like rides like that were always, and Zootopia were always like an hour.
Yeah.
But if you had that early entry, or you pay for it, or your Disney hotel, you can just run straight to Tron and it's done. But you can buy Premier Pass.
Okay.
And they have loads of different levels of it. You can buy individuals, you can buy groups for different types of attractions.
This is all through the app, is it?
All through the app. Really easy to do, and then you just pay on Alipay using the app. Or you can buy like the best one, and I did that a couple of days. It was about £100, but it basically gave you everything, plus firework viewing, plus the shows, and it was about £100 per person.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's what I would probably, because when I'm planning, I'm probably going to plan 2 days because that's all I've kind of got the time for. Even though I'd love to do a bit longer, but if I'm doing that, I'd put that money then into those fast passes, I think.
But even still, if you've got that, if someone's going for a date, they're not going to get on everything.
No.
Because there's a lot of attractions that aren't included
Especially
on
if you
it.
want to take pictures and all sorts, and eat and
eat.
enjoy all the snacks and the shop and all of that
Exactly.
stuff. So,
But Fantasyland had some, like, there's in Shanghai, there's a lot of dupe attractions, and then there's a lot of unique attractions.
Yes.
Obviously, Tron was spoke about. It's the original, so Tron is now in Magic Kingdom. They had something else there, so do you know, like they've got the rockets in most of the other Disney parks. This one it was jetpacks. A jetpack attraction there in Discovery, like Tomorrowland. I didn't go on it, but that did get really short queues towards the end of the day. I wish I'd have gone on it. That's sort of thing for next time. And this is it, like, you can't do everything, do it next time.
Yeah.
Fantasyland, they had, oh my God, the Peter Pan ride in Fantasyland. Nowhere near as good as Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure in Fantasy Springs in Tokyo Disney Sea. But this is a Peter Pan's flight attraction. It's the best Peter Pan's flight attraction in the world.
Because it's like the latest.
It's the newest technology. It's bigger. Even the queue. You're queuing around the rooftops of London.
Oh.
So the Peter Pan attraction's the best Peter Pan's flight attraction. They don't have a Rapunzel attraction, but they've got Rapunzel's tower and then like a snuggly duckling a snuggly duckling restaurant.
Yeah.
And that was the only place where I could find chicken tenders.
Oh. You're on the mission.
I was on a mission, and they were just the same as everywhere else in the world.
Oh, okay, good.
But the Snuggly Ducking restaurant, Ducking,
Ducking.
excuse me. And then they had a instead of the teacups, Mad Hatter's Tea Party, it was Winnie the Pooh.
Cute. You know, honey pots.
And there were honey pots.
Cute.
And next to that, there was a Winnie the Pooh. No, it wasn't. Was that in Shanghai? Or was that in Tokyo?
Tokyo have got the Pooh's Honey Hunt, so it's like a trackless ride.
Yeah, that's the one in Tokyo is the really good one, isn't it? Right, so they had, next to the honey pots, they had a Winnie the Pooh attraction as well, like a dark ride, similar to the one in Florida.
Okay.
But it was better than the one in Florida. More technological advanced, but not as technologically. I don't know why it wasn't as good as the one in Tokyo.
Yeah, because you think that's...
Because it's newer.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. They had a Seven Dwarfs mine train.
Oh, right.
exactly the same as the one in Florida, but it was slower. It was actually slower. They're not too keen, I don't think, the Chinese on fast attractions, and you find that with Hong Kong Disneyland. Like, the fastest ride there is a Big Grizzly Mountain, I think it's called, like their version of Big Thunder Mountain. It goes forwards and backwards, but it's not as fast. And I think that's the running thing with Chinese. They're more into, they want like cute and fast and speed. Tron's the fastest ride there, obviously.
They want to go over the animatronics and get the story and get the scenes and all of that stuff. Yeah,
and they like the photos, which we'll speak about in a minute. I just want to try and describe the layout of the park and what there is there. But then as you're coming out of Fantasyland, and there's other bits and pieces in Fantasyland as well, I'll tell you one thing which is funny about Fantasyland. So there's like a little area where there's loads of tents, and I think it's supposed to be like an area because there's picnic tables there, and you find that a lot of the Chinese people take their own food into the parks and want to sit and have that. So it's a nice little seating area, but in the middle of this seating area, and it looks quite medieval with the flags and the tents and everything, but it's not a modern film, and a lot of Shanghai is more like modern or well known, and in the middle of this area there's a sword in the stone, like they have in the other Disney parks outside the castles.
So it's
no one was around it. No one was bothered by it. I knew what it was. And I was like, well, this is odd that it's not near the castle. So I went and did the usual, like, pulling it out, having pictures with it. As soon as people were passing and saw me doing that, everyone was running over.
Like you discovered what it was, and they've
like,
gone, oh!
Everybody else suddenly wanted photos doing the same thing. But they're real into the photography, which I get into. But then at the back of the park, this is the newest area, they've got, and there is like an Adventureland kind of thing, like, it's hard to explain, it was like a river rapids ride, like a bit like the one they've got in Animal Kingdom. That was near the Pirates of the Caribbean. But at the back of the park, they've got the newest area, which is Zootopia. They built the city, pretty much.
It looks, from pictures I've seen of yours, of Matt's, it's just...
It's amazing.
You were literally in the movie. You literally shrunk it down to an animal, and it's...
The attention to detail.
Looks so good.
And even like the zebra crossings, or the lampposts, and they've got the different sized lights, like one for the elephants, one for like the smaller animals, and then
the
tiny
maggots,
ones for the little hamsters.
Yeah.
And they even have like outside the buildings, like the hamster tubes for them all to travel through. And if you stand there and watch them a couple of times, you see the hamsters running through. And like they had like loads of like windows with animatronics and things, and there was a big polar bear security guard at one of the entrances who talks and things. And then they had a nightclub, and they have all the tigers dancing in the windows and things, and the train station, you see the trains going past and all the animals walking. It's just, honestly, the attention to detail there is incredible. The Zootopia attraction is a trackless ride. It's a bit like Ratatouille.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Is it a mixture of screens and animatronics?
Like Ratatouille, very similar. The only thing that was different is on, do you know Rise of the Resistance in Galaxy's Edge? And there's that bit towards the end where you go into the simulator bit. That kind of drops you. There was a bit where you're in like a skyline, I think. I don't know what you call them, a gondola.
Gondola, yeah.
And from the film, that was a little bit like that, which was different. And that was brilliant, and it has all the music from the film and everything, and the dancing giraffe, Shakira at the end with all the tigers. My favourite bit.
Love it.
And you can meet Judy and Nick Wilde and the merchandise. I wasn't a big like Zootopia fan.
Yeah, you were fussed on it, were you? And then,
but for some reason, before I'd even seen the film, I just fell in love with the fox. I mean, it kind of looks like one of my dogs as well. I've got a Chihuahua, red Chihuahua. And that was it. I was buying the Nick Wilde shirt, I bought the ears, you know.
Everything.
I was just obsessed. I even bought like a little raincoat that you can fold up. And little keychains. I got a tiger keychain, one of the tigers.
Oh, cute. Yeah, it's just, I can imagine you just going...
It was good, and the food there was good. Like, they had the giant lollies.
I've seen them. What are they? What are they actually?
It's marshmallow.
Oh, okay.
But then they have actual popsicles.
Yeah.
The popsicles, they're really nice.
Are they ice cream? Are they ice lollies?
Like an ice lolly, yeah.
Right.
Really inexpensive.
Yeah, is it cheaper? Is it like Tokyo, where it is very affordable? Like, cheap.
really affordable.
Yeah,
Like
you're
really
not
good
you're not
value.
paying like £7 for a Rice Krispie treat, like
Absolutely
$7
not.
like you would in America. It's
Absolutely not. It's really good value. It's not as cheap as Tokyo, but it is cheap.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper than Hong Kong as well.
Okay.
And so the food there, and I will say this about food because I wasn't a massive lover of a lot of the food in Tokyo, especially.
Yeah.
Hong Kong, I could always find something I liked. In Shanghai, I know Matt said different with Shanghai, with food. He said that he wasn't keen on a lot of it. I didn't have anything I didn't like in
Yeah, you
Shanghai.
loved
I
it.
liked everything.
Because I again ask you like, what's the food like straight away? Like, am I going to be okay? Is there enough for us to eat? And it's not going to be all just. And you were like, no, it's the best.
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
and the good thing about with Shanghai as well is I found that, especially like the food carts, there's iconic bits of food like at any different Disney park, but the iconic food carts pretty much only sold the iconic food. So there was no like when people were in the queue, there was no what do I want, even though they've had like 20 minutes to think about it while they're queuing. It was just a case of you know what you want because you're in the queue for it, which was really good. And like they had a Bayo bun thing with pulled pork, barbecue pulled pork in it. That was just outside Snow White roller coaster. That was beautiful. I just loved it all the food and everything. And I would say though that royal banquet there was about £70 each.
But I mean,
It's a premium character dining experience.
in
and
the castle.
It was a 3-course meal and it included a drink as well. But this is one thing I will say, being diabetic, Shanghai Disneyland does not cater for diabetic people. You can hardly find any diet sodas anywhere.
Really?
So I had to drink up mostly water.
Yeah.
But the good thing was, guess how much a big bottle of water was? Just over £1.
Right. Yeah.
And they were Disney themed.
Yeah.
They had like characters on and everything, all different ones on different bottles. Just over £1 for a bottle of water.
It's like the same tote with the vending machines. It's like like a lemonade, it's like £1 or water. Yeah.
Everything
Which is
was really
unheard
cheap.
of.
A bottle of pop, like a bottle of not Diet Coke because they didn't have it, like Coca-Cola or Sprite or Fanta, was about £1.50.
Oh my god, yeah. That's crazy.
It's nothing. It's cheaper than Asda.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than going to
Literally.
Asda. It's like £1.80 something for like a bottle of Fanta in Asda. So it's really good value for money.
Definitely really there.
And the food, like I said, the food's really good, but not just in the Disney park. So I say Disney Town, which is like Disney Springs and Disney Village. But I will say, like, it is the only like Disney Village, Disney Springs kind of area in the world that has a cheesecake factory.
I was going to say, what's the restaurant they've got? I know because I had Outback in Tokyo, but Cheesecake Factory, that's really good. So there's a lot of, is there like, a lot of like westernised.
Loads of westernised style.
Stuff there,
There's no McDonald's. But they do have a Starbucks, and they also, which, to be fair, the Starbucks, it's the same price as it is here, there was no difference. But there was a Chinese style, like their own version of Starbucks, but it was all like, I can't remember what it was called. But I had this beautiful drink, and it was massive, it was about that big, came in a gorgeous bag. Like, how they make the money, I don't know, because it was about £1.80, and it was like a grape, like fresh grape juice kind of drink with ice in it, but it had skinned grapes in it.
Oh.
And the straw was big enough that when you were drinking it, you'd now and again get a little grape coming. It was so refreshing. It was about £1.80. I preferred that to the Starbucks.
Yeah. It's good to try, like, go some different places as well. You've got your usual places, but try the different places.
What was nice as well is cheesecake. We ate in Cheesecake Factory on the first night, so we stayed in the park till close. And the Disney Town's not open till really late because there's no really bars as such because there's not really a big drinking culture there. So the restaurants and that do close quite early, about an hour after the park closes. So we went straight in, got a table, and they don't rush you. The restaurant's shut. They still can't do enough for you.
Wow,
And it was really good value as well. Really good value. There was another restaurant I've got to point out in Disney Town as well, which was really nice. That was one of our favourites, quite Western. It was like an American diner, and it looks like an American diner, but more elaborate, like magical.
Oh.
And it's Donald's Diner.
Oh, cute.
And you go in, and there's like stained glass windows of like Huey, Dewey, Louie, Daisy, all his family, and Mickey and Minnie and Pluto, and then the ceiling's got beautiful artwork on. And
is this where the food's like on like a Donald? It's all like
Yeah.
Instagram. It's like you're very Instagrammable.
To
The
be honest
food,
with you,
yeah.
every restaurant, the food's Instagrammable. And this particular restaurant did like milkshakes, really nice sundaes, nice burgers.
Stacey will want to go there, 100%.
I think we ate there 3 times because we
Wow.
kept going back, but it's all very Instagrammable.
Yeah.
And you could even pick, a big thing over there is like every restaurant's got like souvenir cups and stuff like that. But they serve, the things that they serve, like one of the Donald meals had this cute Donald bowl and things. They serve the food on it, but you can buy it. So you don't have to buy it to have your food served on it. They're kind of doing it to sell it to you.
Yeah.
I suppose.
You're like, yes.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think
Easy
I got
sell.
one. I don't think I'd got one though. You know.
Oh, right, okay.
I genuinely don't think I did. But they had a pop mart
Yes.
in Disney Town. I was going every day looking for Labubu.
It was like the height of Labubu craze, and it was hard
I
to
was
get.
asking him every day, have you got any coming? They was like, we don't know. I was like, I'll come in every day and check. They had like a Lego store, all the things you'd expect to see they had, and more. Like things you wouldn't normally see.
Amazing.
Really pretty. I forgot to mention there's a Toy Story Land as well.
Oh, right, okay. What's
And
in there?
They've got the RC Racer, which they've got in the one in Hong Kong and Disneyland Paris, but it's called Rex's Racer.
Okay.
And it's got like big statues of Rex and the girl Triceratops, I don't know the name, it's Trixie, is it?
Yeah.
And then they've got the parachute drop thing,
Oh, yeah.
the Army Men one. And then they've got something which they haven't got anywhere else. It's basically alien swirling saucers, but it's like bullseye horses pulling carriages.
Oh, right, cool.
That's good. We went
Yeah.
on that. It does actually swing you around quite fast.
Cute.
So that was cute. And there's characters everywhere. Everywhere. Like...
And is it the same like queuing? Is it like where they choose you in Tokyo, or is it queuing system to meet them?
They had characters roaming, but then it was really hot when I was there. It was like 42 degrees.
I was going to say about the
every
weather,
day.
because that's usually a question we get asked, like, when's the best time to go weather-wise?
Well, it was summer when we went, and they have seasons like us. So right now, when we're filming this, it's coldy. It was like -3 in Hull. And I know right now it's about -1 in Shanghai. So their seasons are very similar to ours. It's just that it can be a bit more extreme. So the summer there is obviously a lot hotter.
Yeah.
And that's one thing as well. So like, because it was so hot when we were there, they had their summer festival thing going. So like all over Disney parks around the world, they have summer festivals. But the thing is with theirs, because it's so hot, it's quite water based. So they have a show in front of the castle, and it's all about like being at the beach or like Lilo and Stitch or Little Mermaid. But the spray with water.
But you want to be sprayed
You
with
want
water.
to be sprayed, and they have the wet zone. Like you might get wet, and well, like that.
Yeah,
I'm here
please.
for it. Please get me wet. And I loved that show as well because Ariel was in it, but her sisters were in it as well.
Oh, wow. God.
Like live action. Like
Were you freaking out?
I was like, I saw it a few times. But then the parade. Their main parade's fantastic. There's no water in their main parade, but the pre-parade is Duffy and friends, and the pre-parade spray you with water. The cast members walking along with the float actually have
With
these
super
hose pipes, like literally spraying
Love it.
everybody watching. It's brilliant. And the parade was fantastic. Some of the best Disney floats I've ever seen. Again, everything in Chinese and English, and the character meet and greets. So, Duffy and Friends was always the longest.
I was going to say, that's big, obviously, there as well. Yeah.
Like Hong Kong and Tokyo. I'd say in Shanghai, it was the most popular that I'd seen at any of the
Which
parks.
has got the flower bed at the beginning of the park. Which one is Duffy? Is that Hong Kong? When they do the Mickey flower bed at the front of the parks?
Yeah.
Isn't one of them? It might have been for a celebration, but I feel
it
like
might have been for a celebration.
I feel like one
because
had Duffy, and because Duffy's more popular. Maybe it's Hong Kong. I'm thinking of.
Hong Kong was Mickey when I've been twice.
Okay.
But so it was Mickey as well at Shanghai, but maybe it's seasonal.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
But when the Duffy and Friends were just ridiculously popular in Shanghai to the point where Cookie Ann, and I think this is the newest character, and she's got a little cafe in Mickey Town, Mickey Avenue. As you walk in, I think it's called Mickey Town or Mickey Avenue.
I think Avenue.
Like
I think yeah.
it's like Toontown. She's got a cafeteria where you can get a coffee and stuff. Matt talked about it. The queue to meet Cookie Ann one day was about 5 hours. Lena Bell, about 4.
Crazy.
Gelatoni, it was my favourite. I fell in love with it at Hong Kong because it's just a cute little cat green. It's its eyes I like. But the thing is Gelatoni's queue was outside and undercover. The queue didn't look big. You'd probably think, oh, that's... In normal Disney times, you'd look at the queue and think, that's going to be about 15 minutes. But because the photography's so big over there, the characters don't just spend a couple of pictures and that's it.
Oh, they spend time with
They spend time with the characters. They're doing FaceTimes. They're doing TikToks, photo shoots, different poses on the ground, in the air, hanging from the ceiling.
Because that's a priority. That's a big thing.
It's a massive thing in Shanghai, more so than any of the other parks, 100%. And so the queue, that's why I think the queues for Duffy and Friends were always so big. And you found the classics that we're more familiar with, the queues were a lot smaller. So the Princesses was never more than 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Mickey, I'd seen at 5 minutes a lot of times because he has his own inside area, which is quite cute. You go in, there's loads of windows and they all move and show the history of Mickey. Oh, yeah. But the Avengers as well. So the Avengers don't really have a themed area of the park, but there's like a expo area, I would call it. And you go in and you can meet the Marvel superheroes there. I met Iron Man and Spider-Man. But they alternate the characters. But at the moment, that's the only Marvel area they've got. But they are building a full Marvel area. We could see it being built, and they're building a Spider-Man high-speed roller coaster, inverted roller coaster. That'd be great. But character meet and greets, they're everywhere in there. Jack Sparrow has a meet and greet outside Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Can we just talk quickly about Pirates? I mean, we've kind of, you did a little bit of the Lady Land, the must-do rides that are unique. I'd probably say Pirates is probably the draw to me to go because I have to do that ride. And we did kind of talk about it with Matt, didn't we, a bit, but that's a unique Pirates of the Caribbean attraction.
The Pirates of the Caribbean attraction is really unique, but what's nice about it is the way it starts like the originals, apart from, like, the pirates are dead. They're all skeletons. So it shows similar scenes from the originals, but they're all dead. And then it moves to Jack Skellington, not Jack Skellington.
I wish.
Then it moves you to a ship with a pirate. Like on the originals, there's that pirate ship and there's a pirate holding the, whatever that's called, the wheel, steering wheel. You know what I mean? It's a big wheel anyway. And on the original attractions, there's that scene where there's the pirate like the dead skeleton holding the wheel. So that's the end of like the original sort of what the originals are like, but all the pirates are dead. They've even got like the jail, and the three pirates like trying to get the dog. And they're all dead skeletons, and the dog's there, dead as a skeleton, still with the keys in its mouth. And anyway, this last skeleton with the big wheel, that then transforms, like we were talking about in Tokyo, the beast transformation scene. That skeleton then in front of you transforms into Jack Sparrow. Right. And he starts talking to you. Then that's when
I have seen little clips of that, and it does look insane, like incredible.
It is. I was like, how are they doing that?
Most of Tokyo, I was going like, I was like, how is this happening? This is magic.
Excuse me from a cough.
But I'm really looking forward to that. And they have a show, don't they? They have a whole Pirates Land.
Oh, they have a pirate show. I've got goose pimples thinking about it. There's shows all over, and the shows are incredible. So they've got a pirate.
And you don't need to get like a lottery system.
They've got a soaring.
Oh, have
they've got a soaring, tucked away. We went on it once because it is the same as the one in California, I think it was, but it's tucked away right in the side near where the barge thing is. Like what they've got Animal Kingdom. I can't remember what that was called. I went on it once because I didn't get wet enough. I was actually hotter on that than when I went. I wanted to get soaking wet basically. Yeah. But the Pirates show is fantastic. That's the only thing I would say. There was no English at all in that pirate show, but you can't, because the actors were so good. You kind of got the idea what was going on, and it was basically like they were capturing Jack Sparrow, and then his pirates coming to save him, and that was pretty much it. But there was a lot of stunts involved. And there was a really good bit in the middle of it where, I don't want to spoil it too much, but where these cannons go off. And it happens so quickly, and the whole room steams up. You cannot see past your nose. No one can. You can't see past your nose. And then when it all disappears and evaporates, the whole staging's changed. Really good show.
And the shows they're not like a lottery system like Tokyo. It's like just a queuing system and get it.
You can pay as well, like Premier Pass if you want to.
Priority seats and stuff.
There was one thing. We haven't done a Hong Kong episode, which we will, but just referencing Hong Kong, there's an amazing show there called Mickey and the Wondrous Book, something like that. They've got exactly the same show in Shanghai, apart from they've switched out a couple of the IP.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like, they've swapped some of the princesses. So instead of Rapunzel, Ariel, and Merida, it was Mulan. Who else was it? I can't remember, but I remember I was just really pleased Mulan was in it. But there's a few different changes to the IPs in it, but it's the same show, but it is absolutely brilliant. One of the best. It's a bit like Mickey and the Magician at Disneyland Paris.
I love them shows, like the classic Disney shows that show a lot of IP, and it's a proper like little...
Get a big fix of lots of different IP in one go. That is probably, in my opinion, one of the best. The one in Hong Kong and the one in Shanghai, one of the best Disney stage shows they've got. But they did do it in English and Chinese.
Oh, brilliant.
It was just the Pirates one was all in Chinese. But like I said, you got the gist of what we're going on.
Yes, yeah.
And they had shows all over.
What about nighttime shows?
So they didn't have, when I was there, a nighttime parade. But they did the parade twice a day. And obviously it was hot as well. So they had the pre-water one. The fireworks... they did every night and they were phenomenal. And the great thing about Shanghai Disneyland, and I noticed this because we paid a couple of times for 2 different preferred viewing areas of the fireworks. What I actually found was, like Matt was saying with Disneyland Paris now with Tales of Magic, the further back you are, the better view you get because the castle's massive. But not only that, the way that these imagination gardens, or whatever it's called, can't remember its name, in front of the castle is the hub. Instead of like a hub with a main street, there's not a bad viewing area at all. You cannot have a bad viewing area. And also a good thing about the fireworks there is, like in Tokyo and Hong Kong, people sit down.
Yeah, loved that.
Everyone sits down, so everyone gets a good view. No kids on shoulders, no pushing and shoving. People politely sit down. They don't invade other people's space. Yeah. They don't push in front of anybody. Really respectful to one another.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's another thing. One of the preconceptions that I had based on YouTubers was that it's a dirty park. It's dirty, it's filthy. Okay. There's guests behaving badly and doing things they shouldn't be doing, climbing things and climbing over fences, pushing in. Did not experience any of that, and I would say it's probably one of the cleanest Disney parks I've ever been to, and I've never met so many friendly and polite people in my life.
Wow, that's such a difference then compared to what you pre
Because do you remember before I went, I said to you, I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to going. I want to go and see it, but I wasn't like.
You know, you said to me, I think it's going to be my least favourite.
Yeah,
you were like,
I said it was going to be my least favourite, and do you know what? Hong Kong and Shanghai were up there joint at the top for me, out of all of them in the world.
It's crazy. I can't wait to go.
Just going back to the Disney hotels though, because obviously we stayed in Toy Story Hotel. I'm talking about character meet and greets. They have characters in the hotel, so they have Toy Story characters in the hotel. They also have characters in the Disneyland hotel. So even if you're not a guest there, you know, you could go in and they always have characters in the main foyer. But one thing I want to say about, and I did put this on Instagram when I was there, one thing about the Disneyland Hotel there, I mean, Matt said it's stunning and it is. Their atrium, like main reception area, looks like a Disney cruise ship.
Right, yeah.
It looks like you're on a Disney cruise. Even the balconies going round, you go up there, it's like being on a cruise. Do you remember me sending you a video?
Yes,
did I send you one?
I feel like I showed my mum maybe or someone, that looks like a cruise ship. We both said that, yeah, I remember that now.
And the restaurant there, in that hotel, because it was a Lotso buffet they only had in the Toy Story Hotel. The Disneyland Hotel, they had a Beauty and the Beast themed buffet restaurant. Like Laura, I kid you not, the best. I mean, I know Be Our Guest is amazing at Walt Disney World, but this was more like Be Our Guest, like you were in like the kitchens, and they had the characters like in the table, on the middle of the tables, like Mrs. Potts.
Like anything Beauty and the Beast, I have to do. So I didn't know that.
Yeah, but like one of the long buffet tables in the middle of it has like, they're not real, but like they look like from the movie, all the desserts piled up really high and all above, like all the characters dancing. It's like a bit like the kitchen or the serving area or something.
Or like the Be Our Guest song. Like,
yeah,
like that
that's
whole
what it was
scene.
like.
It's like you live,
it was like walking into the Be Our Guest
that is
song.
my favourite Disney song of all time. So.
And the food was brilliant.
I'm going to have to do that. Even if the food was rubbish, I'd still go.
The theming was fantastic. The food was brilliant.
Yeah.
Mickey waffles still. They had mini waffles as well.
Is this breakfast? Sorry.
Breakfast, and we did eat there in an evening. The food was good. The variety was insane.
Yeah.
Something for absolutely everybody. Like I said, I don't know where Matt was going to eat, but I didn't have no problems at all in Shanghai at all.
Yeah.
And there's another restaurant actually in the Disneyland Hotel I've got to mention, and it's called the Auroras. And it's like their signature dining experience, and it's on the top floor of the Disneyland Hotel overlooking Disneyland Park.
Lovely.
It's across the lagoon, so you can see it from the distance, but you can see the fireworks up there. They've got a firework viewing area. That's like fine dining. We ate in there. Pretty much every table in that restaurant has a view directly out the window of the castle.
So that's, we look for a special treat, a special meal.
Yeah, that was a special meal. But the hotel, you can walk from the Disneyland Hotel round. It takes about half an hour. Toy Story Hotel about the same. Because it was so hot, we were just using the shuttle buses that were like every 10 minutes. And like I said, Disney Town's next to the park, so everything's sort of in the same area.
Yeah, not far to go. In between it all. Okay.
I feel like I'm missing things. Have I missed anything?
I feel we've gone through everything.
I did. I think it's important to mention the fact that we went into Shanghai.
Yes.
So we went into Shanghai twice. One day we went in the afternoon, evening time, and we went to, because I'm a firm believer, anyone watching and listening, that whenever you go somewhere, go see where you are. Don't just go to Disney, go see where you are. Anyway, we went into Shanghai. Just to let you all know how big Shanghai is, 25 million people live in the city. So that's like nearly half of the population of the UK live in this one city. It's absolutely humongous. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get into central Shanghai. And what we did this night, we went to the Shanghai Tower, which is the third tallest building in the world. We went right to the top, to the viewing area. We could see all of Shanghai for miles and miles and miles. Absolutely beautiful. Saw the sunset from up there. Then after that, we went to the Bund.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do the Bund. Yes, we did. We sailed along the Bund, and then that famous view where you can see it all lit up, the Shanghai skyline with the ball thing and everything. I can't remember what it's called. We went up and down, sailing there, and saw the Bund and everything, which is very, very British looking, European looking, and its architecture. It looks like London.
Right. Is that just an area? Sorry, that's just an area.
It's a really famous area where, like, a lot of, like, back in the day when there was a lot of transport, like import and export, way back, and all the different countries needed somewhere to stay and work on the shoreline, the river's edge. So they built all of these buildings, and in fact, there's a bell tower there with a bell. And it's actually Big Ben's sister.
Wow.
It's the only one exactly the same as Big Ben, because Big Ben isn't the clock. It's the actual bell.
Yeah.
And it's the sister bell of Big Ben, and it's in Shanghai.
Big Bernadette.
I can't remember what it was called, something, but I can't remember what it was called. But it is the sister bell of Big Ben, and so we did that, and that was lovely. And then we had some traditional Chinese food in a Chinese restaurant. Absolutely loved it. I love Chinese takeaway anyway. I mean, it wasn't Chinese takeaway because it was authentic Chinese food, but it was like, it felt similar to what you would have at home from a Chinese takeaway, but like elevated. I had Hong Kong style chicken, which you can get in the UK, but it was a million times better.
Tell it was authentic, like the real thing. Like,
it was so good. I have got a reel on Instagram with what I ate because I ate so much that night. And their rice, I like the rice wine. And you can get sake as well. But the rice wine's really nice. And then The next day we did a big tour of Shanghai where we got to see we went to Yu Garden, which is like the old town of Shanghai. That is how you imagine China to be, like with the beautiful water and the flowers and all the animals there and the bridges going across it. And the bridges are zigzagged. All the bridges are zigzagged. Do you know why?
No.
And I know we spoke about this before, like with Hong Kong Disneyland and Mystic Manor, like Haunted Mansion, like the Chinese belief with death and the afterlife and stuff is different to Western culture. They believe that the spirits go into the water, and when they come back as like zombies. And when they're on the land, it's harder for them to get to you because they can only walk in straight lines. They can't walk like diagonal and stuff. So the bridges are like that shape because it's harder for them to follow you.
Oh my God.
I know, because they come out of the water. It's all to do with like, you know, their culture. Like, really interesting.
Yeah.
And then we saw where the Queen Elizabeth used to go for dinner when she was there on a world tour, and where we saw where all of the political leaders go and stuff. So good. And there was a pop mart around the corner as well. And then
No
boo-boos. And then we went to a Chinese tea house, a traditional one. Tried loads of different teas. Kate, I spent about £70 in there and brought a load back with me.
Some back, yeah.
Really like it. Then we also went to a traditional Chinese market and I bought some real silk shirts. I only wanted one, I ended up buying 4. Well, one of them was a suit jacket actually, and it's reversible, so I can kind of justify the cost.
They are lovely.
Yeah. But then we also that day went to the French concession. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, again, very European looking. Yeah. A lot of Western shops there. There's a Louis Vuitton shop there. I think it's Louis Vuitton. And the shop itself is like a cruise ship. And it's like in the middle of the path. It looks like a cruise ship. It's got a cafe, a Louis Vuitton cafe and everything. The shops there are just so out there. Yeah. Everything's modern.
Sounds like something you'd make up on AI, like kind of, you know, like you'd make up a shop and it'd be like,
yeah, like a cruise ship. The thing is though, is that their industrial revolution only started about 20 years ago. So their technology and infrastructure is far more modern than the Western world, which is, it's just phenomenal. Like, it's one of the best places I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
And I didn't want to go. I wasn't looking forward to going.
Sounds crazy. So yeah, definitely you don't think you don't just have to go to Disney.
Don't just go to Disney. Go see Shanghai because it's cheap as well in Shanghai, really cheap.
Yeah, go and do that and explore the city, you know, even if you're not for the history and everything else. Just I think when I go, I might be able to squeeze like a night tour in or go in the day and kind
like
of
the
just
night tour where you did where you get to go at the Shanghai Tower.
I love that. I loved when I went to Tokyo. I loved going straight to the Shibuya Sky Tower and seeing the city like on the first night because you really go, wow, I'm here, and it's a really great. If you're okay with heights, it's a really good way of just going, oh, okay, I've arrived.
Yeah, I'm not great with heights, but I try and disassociate myself with, like, in my head if I start feeling a bit wobbly, I think, right, you're just in a simulator.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's the best way I think of it.
I'm fine with that. I could skydive off the building if I wanted to. I'm okay with it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so we talked about, say, the... I was going to ask as well, with the tickets as well, and again, we talk through this with everybody who books, but you show your passport, don't you, for the Disney parks? So just explain that a little bit.
So, with your tickets, it works very differently, because in Shanghai, as everybody knows, they're very much like Big Brother. They watch everything. They're looking at everything, looking at everybody. They watch how people are spending. That's just the way they are. And you go to a country and you respect the way they are, and that's just it. And you have to carry your passport everywhere with you because you need it for everything. You'll get asked for your passport absolutely everywhere. They want to see who you are. But with your Disney tickets, you don't enter the park with your Disney tickets. You enter the park with your passports. So what you have to do, say if you book with us and you've got your tickets included, you'll need to go to Will Call first. Go to Will Call, show them your voucher.
Because we'll ask for your passport details before when booking the tickets.
Yeah, but you still need to go to Will Call, and then they take your passport. They do whatever it is they need to do, and then it means that when you're going into the park, you scan your passport, not your Disney ticket. Scan your passport, lets you in.
Yeah, that's so different. Yeah, and we didn't know that really until
Didn't know that until I'd gone.
You'd gone.
Yeah.
So now when we've gone to, because you'd gone, then you wanted to experience it first before we started selling it as a product, and then as we go to book the tickets, we're like, oh, actually, we need just your passport, expiry date, whatever it is, we need a few details, and then we can confirm the ticket.
Yeah.
So it's that's just another little thing you need to
and that's just it. Like, I'm so pleased I went, because there would be no way we could sell it. This is the thing, we're a specialist. We can't be selling things that we're not sure of how it operates and how to give the best advice, because, you know, we're not order takers, we're creating dreams, and people spend a lot of money, and, you know, you can go to a high street travel agent who's never been to Dubai but book a holiday to Dubai there. That's not what Ever After Holidays is about.
No.
We want to be able to.
We don't want to tell you like what to do, because I know every family's different, every person's different. You might be like, I'm never going up.
Everyone needs the right information.
You need the right information just to enter the country, at least enter the country and get into the parks and stuff like that. That's what we wanted to know, and it does sound very different. I'm myself planning a trip there, hopefully for this year, and that's the one thing. Even though we talk about it now, you've talked about it to me, you've talked to us, I'll probably still come to you and go, have I got everything correct here before, you know, am I doing this right, what else do I need to do?
Even with the team, like, sometimes they come to me and like, check, this is right, this is correct, and that's just it, and that's what we're there for. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm desperate to go back, because they're celebrating the 10th anniversary from this summer.
Carly is only 10 years old.
I know.
That just, it's crazy, isn't it? Sort of a Disney park that's only 10 years old.
I'm gutted, because I'm probably now going to miss the 20th anniversary of Hong Kong celebrations, unless I go early 2026. If I can, I might, do you know what? I might actually, February next year, do Hong Kong, Tokyo and Shanghai in one trip, because then I'll get the 20th anniversary still of Hong Kong Disneyland, and I'll get 10 years Shanghai. But my advice to everybody listening or watching would be, if you can, do Hong Kong, Tokyo, Shanghai, all in one trip. So you don't have to worry about visas. People are like, oh, it's a lot to do, but if you do it over 2 weeks, you can, you know, don't tire yourself out, you know.
Watch this, but this is my plan this year. So I have 2 more castles to complete. My friend Stacey, who's on the podcast, she has 3. Now we want to finish them together, so I have to finish either in Shanghai, do my final castle there, or Hong Kong. So at the moment, I'm kind of getting a plan together of the ideal would be Shanghai first, on to Tokyo, back up to Hong Kong. But sometimes the flights are cheaper doing it the other way. But
you'll need a visa if you go to Shanghai.
If I go the other way, I need a visa. So if I do the first, that's my ideal, is that way. But if it's a difference of, okay, your flight's £600 more per person, I might as well get the visa.
If it's like the cost of your visa, like mine was just under £200, but I paid for express as well.
I was going to say, how much is the visa?
About £150, but I paid an extra £25-30 roughly to have express, which basically means it came back quicker. Like, I had to leave my passport with them. I got back within 3 days.
I'd probably do that. I've budgeted about £200.
But like with your flights, you know, if it's going to cost you less than £200, you might as well just do not do the visa option. If that makes sense.
If I can do it that way round, So at the very early stages, it's kind of seeing what time's best.
We need to keep our fingers crossed, everyone, for Laura, that we can manifest.
I want to be in the 6 Castle Club
by 2026.
I've got this. It's 2026, 6 castles, and I am going to the other castles this year as well. The ones I've done previously. So, and I unfortunately have to go out to Tokyo.
Oh my God, and do you know what as well? That'll mean you've done the 6 castles in 12 months. I did 6 castles in 12 months.
Yeah.
Mine weren't all in the same year. Mine was from August 2024 to August 2025. I'd done every single castle.
I just feel that this year, because I'm happen to be lucky enough to go to the other ones this year for either work reasons, or I've got Florida as well, which it just happens. I just feel like it's the right time, it's a very big bucket list, and it's a very big thing, like, you know, to do it before I'm 40 as well. And it's one of my personal goals of life.
Well,
so it might sound silly to some people, but it is it's something I want to do, and to go back to Tokyo would be amazing. So at the very early process of that, and again, I need to go and experience it to be able to, like, really help with the
I just want to explain quickly as well the context of Lotso, because really I should have worn gelatoni.
I thought where's your gelatoni set up?
But I know I should have. I might wear that for Hong Kong because that's when I fell in love with gelatoni. But the context of Lotso today is basically because they absolutely love Lotso out there.
Yeah.
And he's kind of becoming a bit of a big character in the American and in Paris as well now. Because my niece, she absolutely loves him. And I can say this because they're still there by then, but I've got some Lotso Crocs for her birthday. But they absolutely love Lotso, and you can meet Lotso there in the Toy Story Land and everything. I didn't actually get these in Shanghai. This was actually from Disneyland Paris. Just to show you that obviously Lotso love is expanding. But yeah, they love teddy bears, everything cute. And the last thing I want to say about Shanghai, and then I'm pretty much done, I think, is the photographs. So the photographs thing, I've already said to you that it's a massive thing in Shanghai. People having the photo shoots, but you see, like, the girls coming in and the men coming in, some of them, young couples mostly, the girls dressed in, like, ball gowns and everything, not as Disney characters, but these most beautiful dresses. And when you're coming into Shanghai Disneyland, if you go in the front entrance and you go under the fake train station, when you're in Disney Town, there's palm trees and stuff, so it looks very beautiful, and the castle, like, in the distance just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But loads of them have photo shoots there and everything. But it's quite funny, really, because when we were watching the fireworks one night, there was a younger girl having a photo shoot with a castle lit up behind her, and it was like a bit of a Cinderella kind of ball gown thing. Don't know if it was a honeymoon or what, but her husband was taking all the pictures. Whilst I couldn't understand what they were saying, I could tell that she was having a go at it.
She was fuming at those pictures.
Because she wasn't happy with the angles.
Been there, girl, been there.
I was howling because I didn't understand what she was saying, but I knew what she was saying. And then it made me laugh because then she'd like go back to the barrier and turn around and be like, they're like, oh my God, this is all.
And then go back to him and go, do it again. One more. That's my usual thing. I'll go, just one more. Just do it completely different to what you've done before.
All like that. Like, it's and to be fair, I was just as bad. I was photo shoot central.
I love that. I just when I went to Tokyo,
I go in a mood when I don't like the pictures.
Yeah.
Do you like if it's not right and I'm fed up
People
of doing it?
can tell. Like, maybe not Kieran, because he just goes, just get it over with, my boyfriend. But my friends, they can tell. If I look at a picture and if I don't have to say anything, I just go, oh. And they know.
Well,
they're like, do you want it again?
Yeah, like, and then you're like,
you're like, try it again.
And then you're trying really hard not to be like annoyed that and try and get it right. And then when you see it right, you're like, yeah, I'm happy now. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, and they know if I look at it and go, oh, perfect, I heart it straight away. They go, okay, I've done it. Stacey knows better. Stacey's on the floor.
Stacey's brilliant.
She's brilliant. Yeah, Matt's brilliant as well. And like my friends, I'm gonna go with. Yeah, but Stacey will get on the floor. She'll get to just check, is it okay? And she'll say, I know when you're happy with a picture, because she'll go, yeah, perfect. Let's move on. Sometimes I'm just like.
Maybe another 20.
100, yeah. And then send me them all quickly.
That's a massive thing, and I'm within no doubt that when Disney Abu Dhabi opens, it's going to be very similar and very Instagram friendly.
Yeah, but it's the best way for it's, even the Western, they've definitely changed the way sometimes where the food is, so it's Instagrammable, or the photo spots and things like that. Because we've all got our own favourite photo spots in Paris and Walt Disney World and stuff. But yeah, that park, I mean, I need to get planning some outfits, don't I? Like all of the things. But yeah, I mean, you've touched on, say, the cast member helpful. Like, I guess it's similar to Tokyo. They couldn't be more helpful.
Really helpful. There was always at least one person who could speak English, minimum. No language barriers. Everything was in Chinese.
Because that's a big thing people
English.
do worry about. Like, how people ask me about Tokyo. Like, how did you get? I'm like, it's.
Like I said at the beginning of this episode, the most important thing is about your pre-travel VPN. Making sure that you've got your visa sorted, and what was the other thing? Your VPN and Alipay. They're the most important things. Yeah. And they're the only things you should worry about. Yeah. Because if you sort them out and you're there, just enjoy it.
And we pretty much do the rest. Booking wise, we'll get your transfers included. We do that for the Shanghai trip, the tickets. So you could be at the airport, you'll be picked up, you'll be transported straight to the hotel, and you're good to go from there. And at the hotels, they'll all speak English, they'll be able to help you. I think they just have shuttles at the outside hotel as well. We do recommend
there's
a lot.
from pretty much all the hotels hotels in that area, even the non-Disney.
Yeah.
The Novotel Blossom,
Novotel Clover.
Yeah. That one has them as well. Yeah.
And explore the city. You know, get out there. You know, it's so easy to go in and explore.
We can book at Ever After Holidays, because the trips that I did,
they're
I
all
booked
bookable.
myself through Ever After Holidays. So if you
Yeah.
want to do, you know, if you're watching this and you want to book Shanghai Disney with us, as you know, even Tokyo, like I booked all my trips in Tokyo that I did through Ever After Holidays. We can do all those for you, and then it's included in the package of your holiday.
Yeah.
So not only is it at all protected, but it's included in the cost, and then you know what you've got booked.
Yeah, and it gives you a taste, because you were so happy with your tours, and it gave you that
They can
taste
book
of
the same tours
the
I
culture and the city and all of that, and the food and all of that. So yeah, I always tend to try and add on something with those types of trips as well. So yeah, hopefully I'll be there this year.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I think you've
covered everything.
You've covered everything: the safety, the transport, the city,
I
what's
could probably
beyond.
say more, but I don't know how long I've been talking.
Yeah, I just think you've covered food, you've covered the main thing, and I think a lot of people, they just don't know where to start with these types of trips.
Well, that's,
so
like I said, the most important thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to Shanghai, guys, just give us a ring. Like I said, we can add it on with, even if you want to do all 6 castles in one holiday, we can do it for you. You've probably seen some of those on our Facebook page. But that's what we're here for.
Yeah. But don't think Tokyo, Hong Kong and Shanghai are all the same. They
No, they're
all
not.
have their own elements, and that's what we're here for.
They
And that's
are
what this
completely
podcast
different
is for.
animals.
Yeah.
I would say out of the 3, Hong Kong operates in the most familiar way than what Western guests would be used to. But we'll do an episode on
I've got an
Hong
episode of
Kong.
that coming up, so make sure you tune in for that one as well. And thank
Yeah.
you so much
Thank-
for
I hope
watching.
you enjoyed it and you've liked my Lotso outfit.
Yeah, I've learned loads of stuff, so I'm ready to go. I'm ready to book Shanghai.
Kawaii is the same.
Yeah. Lovely.
The cast.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and share the magic. For more Disney and Universal travel inspiration, visit everafterholidays.com or follow us on social media.
You can follow myself, Mattie, on Instagram at Mattie Happily Ever After.
And you can follow me, Laura, at Kind of Magic Laura.
If you want to find daily holiday offers and more, you can also visit facebook.com/everafterholidays or follow our Instagram at eafterholidays.
If you'd like to be a guest on a future episode, or you have any questions you'd like us to answer, please email info@everafterholidays.com.
See you real soon.